Hey YouTube, you guys must be looking for an update video. Well, I guess I could do an update video, but you know, my whole point of view on it is like, if you're gonna take the time to do an update video, well then you could just take the time and do a video. Well, let's see. Let's go take a look at my clock mechanism for my 3-hand Lego clock. Come on, that'll be great. Okay, let's see what we got. Check it. Let's take a quick look at this. As you can see, we have our 3 hands. There's a second hand, minute hand, and then the hour hand. The hour hand goes across this big turntable gear, which has to be lubed up in order for it to actually work. We have just a DC motor to power everything. Just for an example, this will later be controlled by the actual pendulum whenever I decide on which pendulum I'd like to use. So you have many chains, about 2 worm gears in there to get the desired ratios I want. I tried to match this up as close to a real clock as I could. If you go to the website, you'll actually see a whole bunch of gear ratios of Legos listed on the website, because those all came from trying to just figure out how exactly I can get this to be correct. As it sits, there are no modifications to any of the Legos. The only exception would be is this rim for the second hand. That rim is actually just a rim. So you have to take the tire off, and then you use the groove as a belt. This allows it to free spin on the center axle. That gives us our second hand. The third hand free spins because there's a big hole in the center where you can pass axles through. Right, coming back around, you can see where some of these spider gears, I have washers underneath where I could have done it differently. I could have spaced this up, put actual Lego spacers in there and keep them from moving, but I wanted to keep things a little cramped for space, so I had to kind of throw those washers in. Even though they're not Lego, they still help it work a lot better. And there's also some washers down there on that spider gear. Those could be redone, but I need more chain, which is something to think about later if I actually redo it. Now let's go ahead and fire this guy up. As you see, it's running. It's running a little faster than it should, granted. As you see, everything's moving. There's the second hand, the minute hand, and the hour hand. And you can see that on the hour hand, you have to oil that up because it's actually kicking. It's like stopping and going. It's got like that stutter to it. And that's because of that big turntable gear. It needs to be really lubed up. So, okay, now it's working fine. I guess I had to wake it up a little bit. Let's look from the side here. Watching the fingers. If I remember correctly, I think I only managed like a 1 to 24 on the hour hand, because that's all you can really achieve with Legos. Good enough. Alright, so this one's running off a worm gear from the main axle. I'll call it the second hand axle. That spider, this 1 to 1 up here. Then you have this guy, it's a small 1 to big 1, that's like a 1 to 5 I think. That comes over to another worm gear, which drives this spider, which drives this guy, which that's 1 to 1 on the chain. But then you have the black gear to the turntable, that has a ratio too. I should have really wrote these down. Okay, there. Off of this guy, we have a 1 to 1 on the bottom, another spider gear. Coming over to this is another 1 to 5 I believe. There's a 1 to 1 on the chain going over to the pulley. pulley goes up to the hour hand, minute hand, and that one drives the minute hand. It's a lot of gears, and it takes up a lot of space. So if you've made your own three-handed Lego clock, that is great. I claim to be the first. I haven't seen anybody else make one before me, but if you did, congratulations. Just be sure to make a YouTube video of your own and post it on the internet so everyone can see. I would really like to redesign this, get it smaller, stick it in the Lego clock box itself and replace the two-hand mechanism that it originally has. But that will come when I have more time. Okay, if we want to see if it's actually in time, we can count how many revolutions per revolution of all the other hands and see, does it actually go 60 times around for 1 minute or 360 times around for a full cycle of the other hand? But it'll take a while to do it. I know. Let's speed it up a bit. Hey, can you turn it up a bit for me? Thank you. That's much better. We'll just let this run for a full cycle of the hour hand. You keeping count? If only we can do this to the clocks at work. Well, one other issue with rebuilding it and making it smaller and less gears will be the more gears I have here, the more friction it takes to drive them. And with a pendulum, you only have so much power to push the gears. If you got too much friction, okay, ooh, that's about one cycle there. But if you have too much friction, your pendulum's never going to drive it. Alright. I'd like to thank you for joining me on this update video, and hope you enjoyed checking out some of my creations. Be sure to subscribe to my videos, then like them on the button down there, and the subscribe button's up there, just in case you don't know. And if YouTube changes its format again, the buttons will be over here somewhere. You guys have a good day.